Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Magic. So, today is the Tuesday video, which from now on is probably always going to be modern, in some form or another. And, the Friday video is no longer going to be modern unless there's special situations that come up. So, just reminding everybody, because it's been a while since we've had a Tuesday video. So yeah, that's what we'll be doing going forward. You may recognize these sleeves, because today we are doing Cats versus Fairies. You're playing Cats, I'm playing Fairies, of course. If you remember, before the break, we had our little Flashback tournament, and a lot of people were contesting the legitimacy of Cats versus Seismic Swans.
Because we screwed up.
Because we can't do simple math.
Yeah, we're bad at math.
Because we can't add numbers together. So, yeah. So it was a little bit of a toss-up about which deck should have actually won that semifinals and gone on to face Fairies. So, for all of you that wanted Cats to win in that matchup, here we go. Let's see if Cats can defeat Fairies. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to do the exact same thing. We are playing Sideboarded also, I should mention, because same reasons apply to this that applied to the Flashback tournament. Yeah. Our sideboards aren't designed to go against the other deck. They're designed to go against a variety of decks. So we can actually play Sideboarded. And just like last time, I'm just going to say the Challenger deck, which is Cats, can go first, because Fairies is the one in the Hall of Fame.
We're doing best of 5 again, or just 3?
Let's just do 3, I think, because this one's going to be a little grindier, I think. I think if we did 5, it'd be like an hour and a half video.
May very well have been.
Because the last one was Seismic Swan, so that one's kind of just... it either wins really fast or it doesn't. Yeah, so let's just do 3, and if maybe it goes fast, we can do 5. But for the most part, let's just say we're doing 3. Alright, so that's that, and we'll see you in Game 1. Alright, Game 1. Go ahead.
We've got those.
And for myself, this is what we have going on. So I should also mention these deck lists are exactly the same as they were before, because that only seems fair. The only difference on my end, at least, and I think you have some too, but we ordered some new stuff, and we're going to show that off. But same cards, just different art. Alright, kick us off.
Windswept Heath. Crack that. I think we're going to end up at 17.
Sure.
To find a Sacred Foundry.
Sacred Foundry. Untapped. If you're playing a Loam Lion, it's a 1/1. I mean, I guess against this deck it doesn't really matter. Interesting.
Loam Lion.
Okay.
Enter go.
Which, actually, that almost tells me you have a Nicodle and something else next turn. Draw a card. Ooh. Here's Darkslick Shores. Here is an Ancestral Vision, which may or may not actually resolve in this game. We'll see. Pass turn. Yeah, I think my Game 1's a little bit disadvantaged against you, because you can put out things before I have mana to deal with them.
Forest.
And your sideboard's a little better.
Pride Mage.
Okay, I see.
So I do have the forest now?
Yeah.
3.
17.
Enter go.
Untap. This goes to 3. Draw a card. Here's a Mutavault. And, unfortunately, a Bitter Blossom. Pass the turn.
Which I do kind of have an answer for.
You have an answer for it, and it's hitting me, and you've got a lot of board presence. So, a little scary. I think your Game 1 is definitely advantaged against me. And probably post-sideboard, too, because I feel like your deck's just a little bit better than mine, just based on what the decks do.
Temple Garden going to 15.
But that said, Fairies has surprised me in the past.
4.
I will take that. Going to 13.
And here is a Brimaz.
Ugh. Yep, alright.
Sure go.
Untap. This goes to 2.
You can make tokens too.
Yeah, and that puts me to 12. Then we'll draw. A little late to the party, but it's fine, I guess. Here's a polluted delta. And pass the turn.
Untap. Draw for turn.
Problem is, your token maker's a little better than mine in this board
Yes,
state.
and I will need the tokens for them.
Yo, yeah. Do you not have them?
Do not have the cats over here.
There's some kitties. If you need more, let me know. And I'll look.
So, go to combat.
Yep. Oh, hang on. Yeah, you can go to combat.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. With this being a 1/1 with vigilance.
Yep. And you got 3 mana up. So that's 2/2. That's 2/3. That's a 1/1. That's 3/4. What to do here? I'm gonna activate Mutavault. How much do I care about this fairy token? Should it just absorb some damage, maybe? Possibly. Mutavault will jump in front of the 1/1.
Just eats it.
Yeah. And so otherwise this is 7. I'm at 12.
He's, I guess, the superior cat.
Yeah. I'm gonna toss this in front of Brimaz, I think, too.
Take 4.
Yeah. So just, that's all fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go to 8. I lose this. Mutavault is alive.
Windswept Heath. And here's a 3/3.
I'm gonna crack this in response, go into 7. And I'm, at this point, definitely just gonna get a basic. It's a basic swamp. Oh, I can't get basic swamp. Basic island.
I was like,
gotta
what
get
is he
basic
gonna
island.
get with
Yeah.
a basic swamp?
I do have a main deck Doomblade. So that is a thing. But I am responding to this, so it's kind of almost obvious what I have.
Yeah, well, I was thinking that, and you played the swamp.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
very
yeah.
confused.
Definitely the wrong one. Yeah,
I'm like,
so
if he had a removal spell, he could probably kill Brimaz before combat.
tap 2, spell stutter the 3/3.
Yeah.
3 fairies.
3 fairies. And Jergo.
Alright. So untap. Put this at 1. Now my goal is just stay alive so I can draw some cards. Get a fairy. Go to 6. Which is dead to 2 burn spells. And then we'll draw for turn. Well, that's not the worst, except I got that island. So I can't cast it. I think I'm just going to have to pass turn. So I'll do that.
End of your turn. Crack that. Going to 14. Stomping Ground tapped. Untap. Draw for turn. Go to combat.
Yep.
Swing
Can't cryptic you with 3 mana, so.
for 8.
So all in again. Yeah, I think it's maybe worth this gamble. Flash and a Scion of Una?
So, flash, flying, pumps others.
Pumps other fairies, and other fairies have Shroud.
Yeah, that's fine.
Put that there. Put if I put that in front of that, it's just going to die when Scion dies, unless I just take 5 and go to 1, but then I'm dead to a Bolt and my own Blossom. So I think I gotta let these go anyway, which kind of sucks. It's tough. Very tough. So technically I'm not really eating anything and everything's gonna die anyway.
He at least gets the trade up, though.
Well, yeah, he gets to trade, but these two I kind of have to block unless I risk going to 1, which I don't really want to do. And they can't really favorably do much. So I think my best block is probably, since these are dying anyway, that. Then I take 2, going to 4. This puts me to 3, and then I'm dead to a Bolt anyway. Or I can leave the cat alive and not be dead to that if I do this. But then I don't take care of the cat. Just depends if I think you have a Bolt or not. And I'm pretty sure you must. So I'm going to block like this, taking 1.
Go to 5.
Going to 5. And that way I'm not dead to just Bolt and Bitter Blossom.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those trade. These get eaten. Which, not a lot I could have done about that anyway.
And then we shall Pride Mage.
Sure.
To replace the Pride Mage, because the job opened up. And we will bolt you.
Yeah, good call. Good call, me. Go to 2.
Enter go.
I mean, you might have, if you have another one, there's nothing I could have played around that anyway. So we'll get a Fairy and go to 1. Remove last counter from vision.
Draw some cards.
I have some visions! Woo! 1, 2, 3.
I mean, if you wanted to play
And then
around,
I draw for
well, I
turn.
guess you can't. If it was a burn spell, you can't really play around.
I can't.
drawing
There's no way.
first.
I was dead to 2
Yeah.
bolts regardless of how I blocked, so that didn't really make a difference. Also, I did not get a land in those top 4 cards, so that's about what to expect from this Fairies deck, I think. So I literally cannot cast this anymore, which kind of sucks. So then, what do we do? I think we, I don't know, cry?
Dead to your own Bitter Blossom at the moment.
Yeah, that do a lot of things. I will pass the turn. And on
Untap.
stop on your draw step.
Upkeep. Draw.
Oh, I also had to discard, so I'm going to discard a yeah, I'll discard a Cryptic Command. That's my discard.
Yeah, it would have been nice if you had a land for that.
Oh, yeah. Very nice. That's kind of... I was banking on either getting a Damnation and a mana to cast it, or just another mana so I could cast some of the stuff in my hand. But somehow in top 4 cards, I didn't. Yeah, so did you draw?
Yeah.
So, flash in. Vendilion Click, because it's the only real castable thing. I don't care about either of those. You can have them. Yep, continue.
So you have 2 blockers, and you're at 1.
Yes. Here's the thing, though, okay? So I have no 2 mana way of getting rid of Bitter Blossom. I need 4 mana to Mistbind Click it, or 4 mana to Cryptic Command it. So you could just pass the turn, and I will die to this. Because I have no way of doing anything about it.
I shall attack you with Brimaz. Yeah.
Yep.
And it's your go.
Okay. So we'll untap. And then upkeep. This triggers on the stack. Can I do anything fun? Not really, because I don't really have the mana for it. Do you have anything you can cast?
No. You knew what my
Oh,
hand
yeah,
was.
I know your hand. Right. Damn. Okay, so Mutavault will activate itself. And then Bitter Blossom will give me a token and put me to 0. Yeah.
Oh. Oh, you had the
My
two
my
cryptic
my 3
commands.
draws were like that and a 4-drop and like I think a mana leak or something like that. Yeah,
Yeah, I
don't know.
remember
It was pretty bad.
Cast anymore.
It was pretty bad. But yeah, so apparently this Fairies deck likes to do this to me every once in a while. Just to keep me
You could have
honest.
chained cryptic commands if you had a land.
I know. Yeah. Anyway, so that was game 1. That did take a little while, so I'm thinking we'll just do a best of 3. So we will see you in sideboards. All right, time for sideboards. Now, if you're looking at these on the surface here, you might notice this is a pretty good sideboard against Fairies. That card's insane. Fire Spout's very good. Fiery Justice, I have a lot of X ones. So, Pyroclasm also. So, your sideboard's looking pretty good against mine. But I'll go over my stuff quickly. Relic doesn't do anything. Surgical doesn't do anything, because your deck's just random cheap aggro creatures, and they're all kind of the same and redundant. Don't really care about Graveyard, and I don't care about any particular card. Counter Squall's terrible, because non-creature spell kind of eliminates most of your deck.
Burn Spell and Collected Company.
Yeah, basically. Definitely not worth bringing in for that. Duress, same thing, non-creature spell. Damnation, I love, so that's coming in. Go for the Throat. Cheap removal's always good. New Full Art Doomblade that we ordered. Looks really nice. That's coming in. For the same reason. Consuming Vapors is interesting. So it costs 4, which is a lot of mana, but it also lets me kind of stay in the game a little bit more because I gain some life.
You have big butts.
Yeah, your creatures have big butts just naturally. And yes, I realize like a sacrifice effect against a bunch of 1-drops isn't great, but it's kind of like 2 sacrifice effects, and it's a little better than some of the other cards in my deck, so I think I'm going to bring that in. And so I normally would bring this in against an aggro deck, but not one with this much removal, because you kill this, you just get your thing back, and it doesn't really have any lasting impact. And I imagine it's pretty easy for you to kill a 2/2, especially with stuff like this in your sideboard. So, not going to bring that in. Consuming Vapors, I think I'm only going to bring in the 1 of Consuming Vapors instead of both. So, because 4 mana is still a lot. So what I'm going to take out, Vendilion Click. Vendilion Click's usually pretty good, but the ability against you is not really that relevant because
you replace
there's so much redundancy.
1-drop
yeah.
with a similar 1-drop.
Yeah, half the time I'm going to be looking at your hand and be like, which of these 5 3/3s do I want to have you put on the bottom of your library so you can draw another 3/3? So it's kind of pointless. So I'm taking out both clicks. I'm going to take out Thoughtseize because, again, you don't have any real, like, silver bullets that I'm super, super worried about. And losing 2 life is not something I really want to be doing against an aggro deck. And Collective Brutality, we've talked about this before in the past against the Cats deck, but you actually don't have a lot of things with 2 toughness.
Yeah, it's
so
always
-2,
3, so that's why
kind of
Consuming
useless.
Vapors is nicer, though.
Yeah. I mean, this gives you the option, but it's going to be rare that you like only let me have like a token, basically, because Brimaz is like the only thing that can poop out something that has small
or the
butts.
Pride Sovereigns.
True. I guess that's true. Yeah. Anyway, so these come out and these come in.
As for me, Relic and Rest in Peace, we don't really care about his graveyard. He's not doing broken things with it, so not really needed. The Ancient Grudge, he has 1 artifact.
Smuggler's Copter.
Smuggler's Copter. So we're not too worried about a Smuggler's Copter, even though it could trade for one of our things. Not worth a sideboard slot when we have Solid Pride Rage's main deck anyway. Crumbled to Dust. He doesn't really have a land that screams we need to get rid of it.
But I am playing the Fairies deck, and the Fairies deck hates giving me lands. So, there's that.
So, I don't think we need it.
No.
Xali Ambusher, this is insane.
Yeah.
It's a 2/3 with reach that we can cast for free if he attacks us. And since Bitter Blossom and other things like to make 1/1 flyers that make it seem like it's safe to attack with, Xali Ambusher says, nah.
Yep, for free.
So definitely bringing those in. Regal Caracal could be nice, but 5 mana is a lot against a control deck. And yeah, just having it countered would just be sad.
Yep.
And doesn't do anything. So I don't think we really need to bring 2 more in. We are going to leave the 2 that are main decked in, because at least the Fairy, it's a little harder for him to counter it with.
Makes
He does
sense.
need a Cryptic Command. So I think leaving 2 in is fine. We don't need any more. Dramoka's Command could be nice in the target player sacrifices an enchantment. and making us fight something to get a free creature. But I don't think it's needed as much because Quasali Pride Mage kind of fills a similar slot. Pumps our things too, so.
Also, Blossom might be better for you than it is for me in a lot of situations.
In some situations, yeah, we don't want to get rid of it. So having the control over being able to get rid of it is a little nicer. Pyroclasm, pretty obvious. Most of our creatures have but of 3, and then like the one creature that we're worried about, we're taking out. So Pyroclasm is for sure coming in because it deals with all his threats. Fire Spout, we can tailor so it will only hit flying creatures.
Yep.
And that's pretty great, so we're bringing those in too. And Fiery Justice isn't needed because we already have 5 cards that are pretty good.
True.
As for what we're taking out...
This is really nice if I have, like, all 1/1s all the time, though.
2 Path to Exile. Because they're not as nice against him.
Yeah.
He has a few creatures that we'd like to get rid of, but they die to our Lightning Bolt and Lightning Helix, and those are just better if we want to point them at the face.
And I also don't think you probably want to give me more mana for a control deck.
And we're still leaving 2 in if we need to deal with something problematic. 1 Lone Lion, because he's just 2 power on attack, so he's not as good.
He's just a 1 mana 2/3.
Lean in Skyhunter. He is nice in that he's a flyer, and he's a 2/2, so he can eat his fairies, but at the same time, with these Fire Spouts and Pyroclasms, he's not going to have a great time if he hits the board, so I don't think he needs to be here. And 1 Pride Sovereign, just because it seems a little slower. I couldn't decide whether to cut one of these or one of these, but I figured leaving 2 and 3 in the main board would be a little better, so this was what I decided with. So these 5 in, these 5 out.
Alright, sounds good. We'll see you in game 2. Alright, game 2. Gonna show my hand. Let's hope we get lands this time. That's what I've got. Seems reasonable. Go ahead.
And we've got those.
Whoop. Alright, so Delta, crack that going to 19. I'm just gonna get a Swamp and Inquisition of Kozilek you.
Oh no. So you'll see this beautiful wooded foothills.
Yep.
And a nice temple garden.
Yep.
And some plains.
Yep.
And a regal caracal.
Yep.
And a collected company.
Yep.
And a pride mage. And an ambusher.
Well. No 1-drop, which is kind of why I sequenced this way. I was hoping I could mise like your first turn play, but with this hand, I mean Ambusher I think is just more scary in general, so I'm gonna take Ambusher. Pass turn. It is tempting, but
draw. I was expecting 1-drop. I'm sadly disappointed.
Yes.
Temple Garden tapped.
Sure.
Go.
Draw a card.
It's normally how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Inquisition you for this one specific reason.
Yeah.
Don't have it. Draw it.
Sure. Here's an island, and I will suspend an ancestral. Pass turn.
Giving me more time to potentially turn it off.
Potentially.
Turn late. Draw for turn.
I'm not as worried as I was in the first game, when at this point I already had facing down 3/3/3s.
Plains. And a Pride Mage.
You got it.
Go.
Untap. That goes to 3. We will draw for turn. Good timing, man. Dark Slick Shores. Here's a Liliana. Go ahead and sack a creature.
Rude.
Pass turn.
Untap. Draw for turn. Wooded Foothills. Crack that going to 19. Going to find a Stomping Ground untapped, going to 17.
Ooh. Yep. Guess that means you found a 3. some sort.
And a Pride Sovereign.
You got it.
Sure go.
Untap. Put that to 2. Draw a card. Kind of works. Going to play Secluded Glen, and I'm going to reveal a Bitter Blossom.
Yeah.
And then we will play a Bitter Blossom. And I'm not going to use Liliana.
Ooh.
Pass the turn.
Untap.
So I like my cards.
Draw for turn.
And I'll probably have some more poop once this goes off. So might just wait.
Plains. The King.
Sure.
And it's your go.
No interest in killing Lily, huh? I guess you'd probably rather use the Pride Sovereign. I'm gonna Doomblade the King. End of turn.
Poor King.
Yeah, there was some merit to Doomblading this before you were able to untap to actually activate it, but I was a little more worried about other things than just that. A couple of 1/1s.
Yeah. Potentially if you discarded, that might have been the better play.
If I discarded.
With Liliana, because then you could have -2'd if I did have another play after that.
Sure.
But if you wanted to keep that card,
Yeah, I definitely wanted to keep this card, so that's why I
saving
did
it
that.
till later is better.
So, my turn. Upkeep. Put that to 1. Bitter Blossom will put me to 18. Get a fairy. And I will draw for turn. That's interesting. Slash, I suppose, not that interesting. Do I want that? Do I care? What do I do here? I really think I want both these cards. So you're going to activate that to make 2 1/1s anyway. Alright, fair enough. Consuming Vapors you.
In response,
Yep.
tap, exert. Good, we still do have an exerted token here.
Yep.
Make 2 1/1s,
And
and
sacrifice
then
one.
I will sacrifice 1.
Sure. I will go to 19. Yeah, I figured, like, drawing that, this is kind of the antithesis to this card anyway. It's like the worst thing you could have in play for Consuming Vapors, but...
It's like, damn it, I should have Doombladed that one.
Plus, I mean, if this was instant speed, it'd be absurd here, because I just let you put that on the stack and then force you to sacrifice it. But unfortunately, it's not. And I still like this card, so I'm going to pass turn.
Untap. Upkeep. Draw for turn. Windswept Heath. I kind of want this cat around because Consuming Vapors.
Mm-hmm.
So, it is your go.
Alright. So, untap. Got a bunch of things happening. This happens on upkeep, right?
I believe so.
Yes. So, I'll just do this one first.
Goodbye, kitty.
Just want to make sure this... So this goes to the graveyard the second time it's used, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that puts me at 20. Blossom puts me back down to 19. Ancestral goes off, so I'll draw 3 cards. Hopefully one of them is worth discarding to Liliana. And then we'll draw for turn. Alright. So...
It was 4 lands this time to make up for the first game.
Yeah. Might as well be. Jeez.
Well, that just means you can discard with Liliana a lot.
Let's see here. Is one of these worth discarding? Probably. Yeah, this card's really annoying against me, actually. Surprisingly so. Let's go for each discard, and I will get rid of this one. Actually, maybe not that one. This one.
Decisions.
Cryptic.
A path. Out of all the cards I could name, I wasn't expecting Cryptic.
Yeah. there's kind of a
I
reason
would think
for it.
like Cryptic bounce that.
Here's a polluted delta. Let's see here. Is this the better play? I think it probably is. So, time to go on the offensive. Attack for 1.
16.
And I will pass the turn.
End of your turn. Collected company.
Counter bounce.
So you just had redundant Cryptic commands. Jeez.
I mean, I drew 4 cards that turn.
Yeah. Or I guess, yeah, still on your end stuff. I should crack this now.
Yeah.
15. We'll go for a Sacred Foundry to just match up all the 3. Why
Sure.
not? Doesn't really matter which mana I have anymore.
Not overly.
Untap. So there's no nice way to sort them.
I wish this was signed.
Draw for turn. It's even the same artist. And well, would you look at that? That's a pretty good draw. Cavern of Souls, naming cats.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And our first kitty shall be
Big cat daddy itself.
Regal Caracal.
Yep.
So I get 2 1/1s with lifelink. And then they also get +1/+1 and lifelink.
You got it.
Because of Regal Caracal. Fortunately, double lifelink is meaningless.
True.
Jurgo.
I crack this end of turn, going to 18. Fetch out my Watery Grave. Because at this point, I don't want to draw lands. I don't think. Maybe 1 more land. Just so I can potentially have the option to cast 2 spells. But, oh well. The little bit of thinning won't matter. So I'll untap. Blossom puts me to 17. Get a fairy. Draw a card. Do I cash in Liliana for a 2/2? I mean, it's a 2/2 with lifelink, so maybe I do that.
And you should know what the card in my hand is.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, Liliana's never getting that, so I'm not too worried.
Well, she can right now.
She can?
Yeah, with her top ability.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
Because
I never really even thought of that line,
You're
because
not
you only have 1
countering
card
it.
in hand. You're right. Yeah. Maybe that line is better. You know what? Yeah. Let's do it.
I think it's a pretty good line. Get rid of the Pride Sovereign.
Smuggler's Copter.
Get rid of the consistent 2/2s with lifelink. Let Regal Caracal sit around.
Yeah, that actually does seem pretty good. So I think I will pass the turn,
Untap.
and on your upkeep, I will stop and go for a Mistbind click, championing Bitter Blossom.
Oh no.
So tap all your lands.
Tap all my lands. Draw for turn.
And a 4/4 is pretty good on this board.
Yeah, he beats out my kitties. This is a shame. Enter go.
Untap. Don't have to lose any life, which is nice. Draw a card. What are you at?
15.
15. Here's a creeping tar pit. Sacrifice a creature.
You get a kitty.
Which is not the most exciting use of that ever, but hey.
You wanted the card in your hand.
Yeah. Because I'm just going to do this now instead of flashing it in. Here's a Scion of Una, which increases my clock a little bit.
Yeah, that's going to hurt.
So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Go to 4.
Pass the turn.
Untap. Draw for turn. Is that good enough? No, it's not. It's not good enough. Here is Qasali Pride Mage.
Sure.
I shall attack you for 3.
I'll take 3. Go to 14.
I'll go to 7.
Yeah.
And
that's why I snap Liliana, because I'm like, I don't want you gaining 4 life back just in case you like have that plus a way of dealing with all the small guys. All right, untap, draw a card. Fun stuff. Each discard.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't need this at this point. We'll
Don't even wanna
activate
play it.
Creeping Tar Pit. I'll attack you for 2, 4, 6, 11, 14, 15.
Nothing I can blow up. Shame.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
7 minus 15 is dead.
Yeah, we took 1. Mainly because I don't think you drew any of your sideboard cards, so did pretty good.
Well, no,
that sense.
I had 1.
Oh yeah, you did. You drew 1, but you never played.
I started
any
with 1, but
yeah,
it was instantly taken away from me. The Inquisition was not a fan.
All right, especially because Inquisition was looking for a 1-drop. Kind of weird. Anyway, so that was game 2. I'm kind of glad that I won game 2 because that means we're gonna have an even more exciting game 3. All right, game 3 all comes down to this. Go ahead.
We've got those.
Whoop. And for me, perhaps this hand is risky, perhaps it's not. We will see. I feel a little bit better about it on the draw.
Cavern of Souls, naming cats.
Yuck. All right.
Or cat, I guess. And a Wild Mikado.
Sure.
Not very big. Turgo.
He really isn't that big. Well, that really sucks. But here's an Inquisition.
So you shall see. A Sun Petal Grove, which does not help this Wild Mikado at all. And then a Pyroclasm, a Fleeceman Lion, an Ambusher, and a Collected Company.
Yuck to all those things. Fleece mainline, I think, at this point.
I don't even think I'm casting them next turn.
Yeah.
I need a better land.
Well, and I can't counter it.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
There is that
true
problem.
also about Ambusher, but that I actually need to be kind of on the offensive for, which I'm not currently. So, pass turn.
Untap. Draw for turn.
Everything else is deal with it when I get to it.
Sun Petal Grove tapped. 1.
Ow.
Turgo.
Draw a card. There's a polluted Adelta. And actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna do this one instead. Creeping Tar Pit. Just get it out of the way now. And we'll Inquisition you again.
Well, the only thing that changed is I have a township.
Oh,
Still wasn't great.
it's even worse. This time I'll take the Ambusher.
Poor Ambusher. He's never going to ambush anyone with these Inquisitions.
Pass the turn.
Untap.
I mean, you got more than one, though.
Draw for turn. Gavany Township.
Yep.
And white,
Oh,
colorless.
Gross.
Grimaz.
Gross. Okay, sure.
1.
18.
Here we go.
Draw a card. Oh, that was really gross.
Yeah, that was great top deck.
Yeah. Ugh. I mean, it's gonna... Yeah. Pluto Delta, crack. 17. So if you drew that, that means you have to draw another land so you can use your thing. So... Get an island.
To use either of the cards of my hand.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess, yeah.
Even though the one would not be kind to this Wild Mikado.
No.
Normally would not be the case.
No. The thing is, like, any fetch land turns that into a 3/3, so it's not like...
Yeah.
It's not like it's that bad in this spot, but it's also good sacrifice fodder.
Yeah, it's pretty great sacrifice fodder.
And that's the thing I'm saying, like, if you get a land and turn that into a 3/3, it'd probably be worth it to Liliana, but, I mean, if you don't, it's kind of stupid to waste a Liliana on a 1/1, but... I imagine I have to imagine it wouldn't stay a 1/1 for long. So,
no.
Pass turn.
Untap. Draw for turn.
So you need a land to cast anything.
3 for Liliana.
You can split these, I believe.
Oh, yes, I can. So
You can 1 at Liliana and 3 at me.
can I do it that way too?
I think so. I don't see
Yeah.
why not.
I guess that's true. Yeah. So attack you, and then
Yeah.
this one will come in tapped and attacking Liliana.
Sure. I will go to 14.
And green doesn't matter. Here's Pride Sovereign.
Yep. Ugh.
Jergo.
Untap. Draw a card. Not quite what I wanted to see. Like at all. Jesus. Alright. Secluded Glen revealing nothing.
Ooh.
And a Smuggler's Copter. Go ahead.
The fairy deck cannot reveal a fairy.
Actually,
Either
I'm not going to
hiding-
play this because it doesn't do anything. So, I'll just not play it.
Draw for turn.
It's almost better to keep that if I want to discard it to Liliana at this point. Because all these just eat it, except for the cat
Flames,
token.
which would have grown Wild Mikado a little bit.
True. Very true.
And we shall... Is Pride Sovereign just better attacking? I think he is.
It might be. And I know you have that Coco, which actually makes that quite interesting, because if you hit 2 cats or ways of making other cats, it makes him even bigger. Which is kind of neat.
Yeah, so go to attacks.
Yep.
For 5. And then he's attacking for 5, so 10.
Yep. No blocks.
So even if I Coco, it couldn't kill you, so... Yeah, just that.
Just the 10? Okay, I'll go to 4.
Just the sudden 10.
Yeah.
Enter go.
Damn it. Draw a card. I wanted to do something this game. Wow, I didn't draw a single fairy in the Fairies deck. The entire game, I didn't draw a single fairy. I guess technically this turns into a fairy,
Kind of close.
but it's not going to anytime soon. Yeah, I basically got nothing. Consuming Vapors.
Consuming Vapors. You can have this 1/1 kitty.
Oh boy, I will go to 5. Go.
End of your turn.
Yeah,
Collected Company.
yeah. I was really hoping you'd do that so I could actually use this mana leak on something, because that kind of turned off the mana leak completely.
We shall get a Pride Sovereign
Yep.
and a Pride Sovereign.
Jesus. All right. That's what I had. I gambled on 2 Inquisitions and a mana leak and lands, and one of which was a Creeping Carpet, because I thought, like, oh, that might be pretty good. Like, I know I'm on the draw and you'll probably land a 1-drop, but I can probably stop you from doing anything afterwards. And you lead with this! And then this!
Yeah. My hand wasn't great, but my draws.
Yeah, they were pretty incredible draws, I would say. All right.
Like, my hand was literally a 1/1 Wild Mikado.
Yeah, I started to lose control of this game once you untapped with nothing castable that I knew of in your hand, and then you drew this. Which is like the best thing you could have drawn
Followed by
in that position.
Same position.
Yeah.
This.
Yeah, yeah. And you got the 4th land somewhere in there, too.
And then the next turn I got the 4th land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Go
So
to
that was a
combat.
Yep.
5, and these guys are 1, 2, 7s. Dear God.
Only 7s?
26.
What was your hand? Out of curiosity.
I drew a Regal
too bad.
Caracal, but don't have the mana for it.
Too bad.
Can't even cast this.
Yeah, so how much is it sell for?
26.
So if I've done my math correctly...
We screwed this up when there was 3 Pride Sovereigns on the board before.
We did. So if I've done my thinking and my math correctly, that actually puts me into a negative new dice. So yeah, you got me. That was a beating.
That was yeah. Dear God.
So yeah, I guess technically we'll put Cats in the Hall of Fame too. Why not? It kind of deserved it. Because it probably should have won against Seismic Swans, and it kicked Fairies' ass pretty good. Although it was closer than I thought it would be.
The last round didn't kick any Fairies' ass. It kicked...
Oh, that's true. It kicked nothing's ass.
There was no Fairies.
I don't know what it was kicking at, but there was nothing there but my face. It kicked my face. That's what it did. Oh, man. All right, so that was that. If you enjoyed this matchup, let us know in the comments. If you think Cat should be the new reigning deck, I don't think it should, honestly, personally. Just because already this happened to be a really good matchup. I don't think Cats is quite on the level of Fairies, but that is just sometimes how it works. So, but I think it should be in the Hall of Fame, so we'll include it in the Hall of Fame, because why not?
New Hall of Fame deck.
Yeah. All right. So that was that. We're probably not going to do any more like flashbacky things for quite a while. We just did this because a lot of people are asking for it in that last video.
And we screwed up basic math.
So let us know in the comments also if we screwed up more basic math in this game, because maybe we did. Who knows? All right. So that was that, and we'll see you on Friday, where we will be doing Unsealed. Unsuper sealed.
Finally.
Super unsealed. Yeah. So, yeah, that to look forward to, and we'll see you there.